free of corruption. Thank you.
Member for Bumula.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support this motion by Honorable Member, who also happens to be my brother-in-law. He's married from where I come from. Honorable Speaker, corruption is a menace that must be dealt with, and dealt with conclusively. We are where we are today as a country because of corruption. If you remember, in one of his media interviews for the state, the last president, President Uhuru Kenyatta, told us the government is losing almost 2 billion. Former President Uhuru Kenyatta told us that the government is losing almost 2 billion every day. Madam Speaker, if the current administration can just focus on tightening loopholes to corruption, we do not need to increase the budget, for instance. We do not need to increase the taxes so that we can be able to be sustainable as a country, we can be able to pay our own debts as a country. Madam Speaker, it pains me sometimes when you find that some people cannot even afford health care. Some hospitals do not have even medicines. Madam Speaker, the last scene we had of KEMSA, where billions were lost, billions from donors were lost, to an extent that now the government had to return some money to the donors just because of corruption, Madam Speaker. I think as a country, as a government, if we nail it, we are going to succeed. It was not enough for only to sack the PS. It was not enough. We know that it takes two to tango. For instance, in the KEMSA scenario, you must have the giver in corruption and you must have the person receiving. So if the PS was the person receiving, who was the person giving? And a small bird whispered to me that it was the high and mighty. Honorable Angela is trying to guide my contribution by saying it was Gachagwa's son. I didn't say that, Honorable Angela. Please. He's trying to guide my contribution, Madam Speaker. But a small bird whispered to me that it was the high and mighty. So why are we sacrificing the poor PS if now the bigger people who are controlling corruption are working scot-free? They're still hawking around funny stories of shares in this country. And we are supposed as a country to head at a direction that is very definite. Madam Speaker, corruption has really affected us so much.
What's your point of order, Honorable Member?
Madam Speaker, you know, mischievously, the member who is on the floor has been able to mention the name of a person who is not in this house. And for record, I plead that you ask the member to retract, because it is not in order to impute improper motive to the son of the Deputy President, and he's not here to defend himself. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Madam Speaker, I have a lot of respect
Honorable Member,
on my brother.
I think when I heard the first name said, it was actually shouted out by Honorable Wanjala. And Honorable Wanjala, I just want to bring to your attention Standing Order number 107, where it talks about disorderly conduct. A member commits an act of disorderly conduct if the member creates actual disorder, knowingly raises a false point of order, and necessarily interrupts the proceedings, and so on. It goes on to say that the Speaker may call a member whose conduct is disorderly to order, and then caution the member, or order the member to withdraw from the presence of the Assembly for a maximum of 4 days. So I think, Honorable Wanjala, you are duly cautioned in accordance to Standing Order number 107, 2A. So that this is the last warning.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Corruption is really killing this country. That a consignment of sugar jets into the country, it is condemned at the port of Mombasa. Then, Honorable Speaker, we are told that this same sugar found its way in the market, that Kenyans are consuming it.